Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to make these GFXs and basically put these like Roblox characters on your thumbnails, or if you want you can also use these Roblox characters for making like profile pictures. And yeah, so I'll just give you a tutorial and let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go to the game Catalog Avatar Creator on Roblox. I like to go to servers, and then you can create a private server for free. So then I'm just joining my private server right here. When you join, the game might have a green screen, but I think I turned my setting to a green screen, which you do not need to do at all for what we're going to be doing. Then I just reset my character because this was not the avatar that my Roblox character was wearing. Alright, so now that we're in my desired avatar outfit, we're going to move on to the next step, which is just recording the GFX in this game. In the bottom right, go to Effects, which is the sparkle icon, and this is where you can change your pose and you can make poses, which you do have to make on your own. But once you make it, just make sure that you save the pose over here on the left so that you can equip it later. Here are some of my poses. I have lots of ideas and just like different hand poses you can do. These like hands and head tilts, and you can also try and make a heart with your hands, which does take quite a bit of time, but you will get there. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is just show you how you can like maneuver and position your hands and just how to make these cute positions for your Roblox avatar to do. So I'm just gonna go back into the effects, go to pose, and if you click on these body parts, then that is how you're gonna be able to move them around. So this thing is gonna pop up with all these like green, blue, and red dots, and you'll notice that if you move those dots, it is gonna move the position of your body parts and like your limbs. So if you honestly just play around with it, this is gonna take some time, like it might be a little tricky, but you're just gonna move it and slide the arms in position. This red one is gonna move your arm up and down, and then the blue one is moving it to the left and the right. The green one, if you click on it and move it, is gonna kind of like rotate your arm. I don't use this one often because it can make it look a little different and like the arm is detached, but it can be still good to use if you need to adjust any more positions. In this clip, I'm just going to speed it up, but here I am just going to be adjusting more stuff. Just keep on moving these green, red, and blue spheres until your arms are in like a good desired position. You can also click on these other segments of the arm that will move it in a different way, like to be more precise. If you see how I just absolutely like bent my elbow kind of right there at that segment, that's how you'll do it, by clicking on these more specific segments, and this really brings it together, like how I literally just moved the hand to my face, if you know what I mean. You can then go back in the other parts and just keep on adjusting like I said. This is pretty much just trial and error and you will get there. Okay, and then this last small segment of the arm is just going to be rotating your hand placement to just be a little more specific again. Okay, then for your other hand, you can just start by clicking on this one, and I like to move it forward a bit, and then I also like to add a slight bend and curve going in, and you'll also just see me here adjusting it a bit more as I go on. Okay, the next thing I'm doing for this pose is just adjusting the leg the tiniest bit, just moving it up to just create a little bit of, you know, depth, and I just think it's cute. Next, to save the pose, click the plus on the left, then you can name your pose, and then make sure you click the green check mark. Now click apply to apply the pose that you just created. The next step is click Photo Studio, which is the camera icon in the bottom right. Now follow these steps. Make sure you click the image icon, which is the second from the top on the right. Here you can change the prop color and the floor color, which is pretty much going to be your background color like I'm doing here. You're going to have the same color for the prop and the floor color, so either copy and paste that or just make sure you put in the same exact number and letters so you get the same color. Now that you have the background color established, you can go to lighting, and I like to keep the lighting around like a white color. Sometimes I make it a little more yellow. Then you can just adjust the spotlight angle, the spotlight brightness. It's kind of fun to just play around with it. You definitely don't want it too bright and you don't want it too dark. You just want to find a good happy medium that works for you. If you scroll down, you'll also find more adjustments and settings like the spotlight range and the spotlight position, which is also fun to adjust and see how it changes when you adjust the spotlight position and range. I have my spotlight range at about a 23 and my spotlight position is going to be about a 1.3. Then scroll down and you can adjust the camera distance and pretty much just the camera point of view. Changing the camera distance is just going to zoom in or zoom out. Changing the camera offset X is going to change the point of view from side to side. Changing the camera offset Y is going to change the point of view from up and down. And then changing the camera FOV is also just going to zoom in and zoom out a bit. You want to get it to somewhere about here where you can still see some of your legs. And I will put what my numbers were here on the screen. There are also some effects if you scroll down more, but we don't want to use those because those will just get in the way when we're trying to remove the background later. After clicking the eye icon on the right, it will move away the sidebar and you can take a screenshot or record this picture to use for your GFX. Since I had a video recording, now I am just zooming in and then taking a screenshot. Now I'm just cropping it so that there's not some excess in the background and that it's only green. Then you want to save this to photos. Next, if you go to Google or Safari and you search up background remover, you can use Photo Room or any other free website and you can add in your GFX photo. This is going to process and it's going to remove your background on your GFX. Then once it's done, you can go ahead and click download and then click standard resolution and save this to photos. Okay, so you're going to want to go into the app Picsart. This is the app that I use to edit my thumbnails. And in this next clip, you're just going to see me. I am just editing the background of my thumbnail. And I already have a tutorial of this on my channel. So make sure to check that out. But yeah, I am just editing this real quick right here. And the next thing you're going to do is now you can add your photo from earlier. Once you've added your photo from earlier, I like to make it pretty big. You obviously don't want it too big, but just adjust it. And right about here seems to be like a good size. Next, I'm adding a shadow. And if you just do what I do, I like to put the horizontal a bit to the left and the vertical a bit down. And then you can just adjust the blur and opacity a little bit. I like to add a small border and make sure it's white, but not too big and not too small again. Next thing I'm doing is I'm scrolling on the bottom, and if you go to effects, and then if you go to FX, and you go to HDR1, I just like to adjust the blur, the unsharp, the fade, and the saturation a bit, because I feel like this just brings out the good quality. It enhances some of the edges and shadows, and it just gives it some more vibrancy, and I just feel like it makes it look better. Next, go to adjust, and the last thing I like to do is add some highlights, and I like to adjust the brightness, and I really just like to play around with some more adjustments just to finalize it and make it look the best. And there you have it. That is my full tutorial on how to make the best Roblox GFX. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.